This documentary is a collection of testimonials from a number of professionals who use sound massage therapy, according to Peter Hess. They will introduce you to the very broad spectrum of this amazing breakthrough therapy. The emphasis is on the different therapeutic areas in which sound massage is used. We will show you examples of the application of sound massage in the areas of rehabilitation, intensive care medicine, psychosomatics, psychotherapy, and other healing arts. The practitioners and their patients are interviewed within their various clinics. You will see that the methods we show are different from one another, because in the hands of a therapist, the singing bowl becomes a creative instrument that orients itself to the needs of the client. The skilled therapist can help and positively influence healing processes. But before we start with individual testimonials, first, a few words from the founder of the Sound Massage Institute, Peter Hess.
In 1984, I went to Nepal because I was interested in alternative healing methods. There it became clear to me how significant sound is in the healing arts. Healing through sound has been used for thousands of years, not only in Nepal, but worldwide. All traditional healers use sound. Healers like shamans, orcas, the fubaitya, or as we in the West call them, medicine men or women. Sound is also used in certain meditations to expel evil spirits from the body. These evil spirits are quite real. Here in the West we call them stress, overwork, restlessness, envy, greed, jealousy and other things. To become free of these illness producers, sound is a wonderful means. It is about going into a relaxed state, entering the zone. This is a wonderful state because you can let go. You can let go of old patterns, let go of illnesses.
Mustern, loslassen von Krankheiten.
In Nepal, I witnessed how important sound can be in the healing process, and I wanted to use it in Germany and Europe. Obviously, I could not import shamans or medicine men to Europe, but when I experienced the singing bowls in Nepal, I knew right away that they would be a wonderful method that could be successfully used in Europe. Not every singing bowl is suitable for this work, however. The singing bowl must have a beautiful, overtone-rich sound spectrum and must give off what I call cosmic sounds of the spheres, and they must be suitable in their vibration to work on the body. That is why we test each bowl before it receives our stamp of approval. With these sounds one can unwind, let go, go into trance and become centered. Singing bowls create space and openness, so one can relax and find oneself. In the last few years, more and more therapists have attended our seminars to learn this method. 15 years ago, most of our workshop participants were laymen and only 15% were therapists. Today, the ratio is reversed. 70 to 80% of our course participants are professionals. This method has become well recognized and is used in many medical institutions today. A flexible system has evolved from feedback and new ideas. This method is in motion and continues to evolve from the experiences of the people who use sound massage in their practices or in a clinic. It seems, at first glance, a rather simple therapy, but in reality it is quite complex, demands great care, and therefore an education is very important. When taking this training, you are first taught the technique of the basic sound massage and a number of related elements. In the second step, you learn how to put the elements of basic sound massage together, so they respond individually to the problems of a client. That this method is available to clients today is most of all thanks to the courageous therapists who have used sound massage in their everyday practice and have had many positive experiences. This has finally led to recognition by clinics willing to use this method as a valuable part of their healing arts.
At the idyllic lake of Schwerin lies the clinic Lesson. This is a specialized clinic for rehabilitation and intensive care medicine. Nicole Becker works here as a music therapist, a dance therapist, and an expression therapist.
In the year 2000, I went to a convention of music therapists who work in the field of neurology. There I found a report about the work with singing bowls for waking coma patients. I was fascinated with the reported reactions of patients treated with sound massage, and in 2002, I studied sound massage according to Peter Hess. Since then, I have had very positive experiences with the singing bowls and have worked with a colleague who had also taken the Peter Hess training. Both of us saw how patients with severe tension in the intensive care unit were able to let go, and we found a relatively easy access to them with singing bowls.
Einen relativ leichten Zugang über die Klangschalen gibt.
This woman who is experiencing a sound massage is about 52 years old. She survived a devastating traffic accident where she sustained a severe third-degree skull-brain trauma and contusions to the lung, as well as many fractures. As a result of the accident, she also lost part of her voice. I worked with her on that problem for some time, and I noticed that it was a great strain on her. I thought I must do something relaxing for her, so I offered her a treatment with singing bowls. I knew that she had already tried other methods of relaxation, but had failed so far to relax herself. I hoped the singing bowls would reach her non-verbally on a special, deeper level, and that is what happened. The patient experienced how the sound space was built around her, and she felt as if she was in a bath of sound, enveloped in a blanket of soothing vibrations. But most important, she also was able to let go of her pain.
Aber auch loslassen von den Schmerzen.
I found that very impressive, and the first time we tried the singing bowls, I was in awe and full of relaxation. I felt so good. I have always been the type that reacts to sound, and the vibrations emitted by the bowls have such a profound effect, allowing and letting go, and it feels especially good on the affected body parts. My legs, my arms. At the moment I feel the vibrations, I almost forget the pain. Or the pain becomes less at that moment. It is very soothing. Since I started that therapy, there has been already some progress. At the beginning, I only listened and enjoyed the vibrations. And now, further along with the therapy, the effect is stronger. When I feel the vibrations of the individual tones, I can let go completely and forget my pain faster. Afterwards, I feel wonderful.
The clinic uses music therapy for patients in the intensive care unit who cannot do a lot for themselves, who are still dependent on the respirator because of a stroke or an unusual neurological illness, or because of neurosurgery. We also use it on patients who have had tumors in the past, or still have them, or battle the consequences of tumor-related illness and treatment and need intensive care.
Und die dann natürlich ganz intensiv medizinisch betreut werden müssen.
Singing bowl sound massage, according to Peter Hess, is a very important part of the complex care given to these patients.
Beziehungsweise Klangschalenmassage. Der junge Mann, den ich hier begleite,
The young man I am treating is 47 years old, relatively young compared to the average age in our clinic. He is married and has a family with children. As a young man, he had a bad motorcycle accident and was given many blood transfusions, which infected him with viral hepatitis. Later, he developed liver cancer and received a liver transplant that was rejected by his body. During a reimplantation, he suffered hypoxic brain damage due to an aspiration. The patient has been here for about 3.5 months.
dann leider aufgrund Verdacht einer Aspiration hinzu ein hypoxischer Hirnschaden. Der Patient ist etwa 3,5 Monate hier im Hause. Ich habe ihn schon recht früh kennengelernt, in einer Phase, wo eben
I met him when he was still attached to a monitor scanning his vital functions. At the beginning, his eyes were usually closed, and he did not show any signs we normally see in similar cases, namely showing us through breathing, I am there, I am alive, or even expressing fears and worries through breathing. The first thing I do is to try to establish contact with the patient, with this man, with his life story, his past and present experiences, which contain helplessness, fear, worry, but also a lot of hope. The singing bowls were a wonderful beginning because they gave him the possibility of letting go, to become relaxed. Through the sound of the singing bowls, little by little, our eyes met, and we made eye contact. And now the patient can even follow me with his eyes. He follows my movements. He follows the singing bowls. For the last days, I have noticed that he is even using facial expressions. He raises his eyebrows, the corners of his mouth begin to twitch, and when I ask him, was that a smile? I see the shadow of a smile on his face. I see how his hands open, and after a treatment, I can move his hand and his arm gently a little farther down. After a session, or even during a session, I often observe a deepening of his breathing, sometimes a deep sigh, and of course, loosening of his tension.
In the hospital of Hildesheim, we are meeting Thomas Jablonski and will follow him where he works as an addiction therapist in the drug withdrawal department. He is trained in rational emotive therapy and releasing therapy. He has worked for 14 years in this field. He mostly deals with teenagers and young adults who want to quit using drugs.
I came across singing bowl sound massage 5 years ago and took a seminar to become a sound masseur according to the Peter Hess method. I started using it in the drug withdrawal department in the Hildesheim hospital, even while still taking the training. Today I'm working with 3 colleagues who also took the training. We use the sound massage for deep relaxation. This is an optional activity for the patients who are here in average of 2 to 4 weeks and detoxify mostly from illegal drugs. I like to offer sound massage in this department because over the last few years I have made the experience that it is a very personal treatment. The patients appreciate the individual attention, the recognition, the being cared for, and the acceptance. The patients come to us with great fears because detoxifying is about the worst thing one can undergo in a hospital. Fear is strongly rooted in their thoughts. During the treatment with singing bowls, almost all patients report that their fearful thoughts come as usual, but they do not stay with them. And I believe that this is due to the relaxation response. Patients tell me that bad thoughts that come, but do not stay, do not bother them that much and do not depress them. To free oneself from addiction means to search within oneself and to get a feel of what it means to arrive at one's center, to discover one's core self, and finally just to be, without being on a head trip. We offer different relaxation modalities, like bathing in herbal water, dream journeys, progressive muscle relaxation, and also sound massage with singing bowls. Our patients have usually a long-standing, very disturbed relationship to their bodies. Sound massage is one possibility of enabling them to experience their body on a new and healthy level. I've seen how relaxed patients are after one treatment and how they always want more, since they have established a special bond with the therapist who gave them the sound massage.
Besonderen Kontakt mit demjenigen aufgebaut haben, der diese Klangschalenmassage gegeben hat. Zu beobachten ist es für mich eigentlich immer sehr schön an den Augen.
I love to look into their eyes before and after the treatment, because the relaxation effect after treatment is so obviously reflected in their eyes.
Und das ist für mich eigentlich das Schönste.
And for me, the greatest reward is how enriched the patients are after the treatment. They feel physically and mentally better and are not afraid anymore to express their feelings.
Sie fühlen sich körperlich wie psychisch einfach besser. Aufgrund der
And because of the simplicity of the method and its easy accessibility, I feel that it should be used much more.
Langjährigen Erfahrung, die ich mit Klangschalenmassage gemacht habe, ist es auch mein Ansehen, diese Methode einfach noch mehr der Allgemeinheit vorzustellen. Ich nutze die Zeit.
After a treatment, I often take time for a short conversation, and I have found that a sound massage creates an atmosphere that makes it easier for the patient to talk about himself and to let go of things that are not important anymore.
Bestimmte Dinge dann vielleicht auch loslassen.
Almost always a profound shift has taken place. Which I can hear in the patient's voice or in what the patient is sharing.
Geringen Aufwand eigentlich. Ein besonderen Zustand.
In a short time, without a lot of effort, sound massage creates a special condition in the patient, a relaxed state, free of fear.
Now we invite you to the Clinic 13 Linden, a rehabilitation clinic specializing in neurology and orthopedics. We will visit Angelika Riekman, who has worked here for the last 2 years as an occupational therapist. Mrs. Riekman works mainly with stroke patients who have come to the clinic for continued therapy.
I heard about sound massage 4 years ago, and I immediately enrolled for the training. Since that time, I have been working with sound therapy constantly. For the last 2 years, I have been working here. I brought my singing bowls with me and have used them from the very first day. I soon realized that bowl therapy offers much greater possibilities than traditional occupational therapy methods. Sound massage is not only effective for alleviating pain, but it is a powerful tool to to increase limited mobility. It has a beneficial influence on paralysis and helps with sensory and cognitive disturbances. Basically, the whole spectrum of occupational therapy can be treated successfully with sound massage, according to Peter Hess. I cannot imagine my work anymore without singing bowls.
Also Herr Müller,
2 months ago, Mr. Müller had a stroke that paralyzed his right side. He arrived at our clinic 3 weeks ago.
ist vor 3 Wochen zu uns in die Klinik gekommen. Vor 6 Wochen, aber ich habe sie erst vor 3 Wochen kennengelernt. Ja, vielleicht deshalb, genau, vor 3 Wochen.
I started working with him and gave him 4 sound massage treatments. At the beginning, his shoulder was extremely painful, so I could only move his arm so far.
Aufgrund der Schmerzen maximal so weit bewegen konnte. Und nach jeder
But with each treatment, he was able to move it a few centimeters farther.
Jedes Mal ein paar Zentimeter immer weiterkommen konnte. Und jetzt hatten wir fast 14 Tage Pause durch meinen Urlaub. Haben gestern zum ersten
Yesterday we did another treatment with singing bowls, and now he can move his arm without pain.
Ohne Schmerzen.
How far can we move it, Mr. Müller? Let's see. A little more. Without pain up to here? That is for both of us a great success. You can help a little to move your arm. The active function of your arm is coming back. Exactly.